Etsy news. What's happened in the past week? And there's a lot. So shall we dive in? Let's. Okay. Did I just skip a page? I feel I skipped. I didn't skip a page. Okay. Last week we mentioned the Etsy shadow banning issue, which was some adult shops seem to be hidden in search for vanilla search terms. I have spent the week emailing all sorts of people at Etsy. My first communications I got from the first customer support people who said it looks like a technical issue. I've spoke to some other sellers and they were told it looks like a technical issue, but I got some further up the food chain because I keep asking and I'm very annoying. Um, and the TLDR just now, I will say, is what I was told. This is not a technical issue. A mature content restriction is applied to all shops throughout Etsy without exception. Now, I'm going to do a Etsy After Dark because this is mature content. So I'm going to do a video later. So when you see it pop up, hopefully next week, when you see it pop up about the Etsy shadow banning, be aware that's going to be a mature content video. But I hope we're all adults here. And it's just show that so that we can make sure that nobody's shocked or offended, because I can't necessarily control everything that's going to pop up on my screen. It shouldn't be too bad. There shouldn't be anything too naughty on Etsy, but we might all learn some new words anyway. But I want to go through what's happening and what to do about it, and even if you don't have mature items in your shop, like what it can mean, because I yeah, I, I don't know that I'm happy. I understand why they're doing it, but I don't know that I'm happy that Etsy has the power to just take an entire category of listings out of every single basic search, all the high volume keywords, and just limit them to what they can be seen for. Let me know what you think about it. I don't want to rant about it too much. We'll do that in a full video. We'll rant about it in a full video. Um, if you haven't seen, Etsy's just dumped a whole load of social media articles on Up in the Game on social media. Could be an interesting look. I think it's kind of important for all of us to see how well we can build up our social media following, especially if you have a big peak in sales, which hopefully we could be having just now or in the next couple of months. It's really important to be able to grab a hold of your followers, have somewhere else where they can connect with you that's not Etsy, just in case. But it's also, it helps your Etsy shop to be able to market and send people to Etsy. So that's kind of handy. From what we're coming to in a minute, which I'm sure you've all heard about, there is a reason why they're wanting us to do well on social media. But yeah, I'm good with that. And the Etsy Marketplace Insights, festive trends for 2023, that is out. I'm gonna have to see if I can do do a video on that as well. We can dig into what's happening in the trends, but it's worth looking at just now. Nothing particularly new, whimsical, metallics, harking back in time. But yeah, let's dig into that a bit more. But yeah, if you're interested, the Marketplace Insights is out. And I saw in the Etsy forums there's a big rant. I can't see this, so this is just an experiment, and I can't get any screen results for it. But a few people are complaining. So in search, in some tests, people are seeing when they search, there's categories come up along the top. Now, I thought this was what it looked like before. This is what I used to see, but I no longer see it. So they're bringing back old Etsy stuff by the feeling of it. But the complaint, what people are disliking, now this is how it used to work, but people are saying let me know what you think. But the example given here is if someone searched for cubism painting, then they would see along the top a bunch of categories that would have titles like oil painting or stuff like that. Now, if you clicked on oil painting, so you've searched for cubism painting, you see oil painting, so you think you're narrowing it down. But that takes you to the page for the keyword oil painting, not cubism painting. Now, I get why people don't like it, but at the same time, let me know if I'm hallucinating. This used to be how it was. You would do a search and Etsy would give you some sort of alternative search terms. They weren't helping you narrow down. It was just they would take you to some categories. They would take you to some different places, and you knew that. So if you'd search for cubism painting, but you would be like, ah, no, I want to check out oil paintings. But I see both sides. I think this is how it used to be, and I think we all understood that's how it worked. But people are now wanting, and I understand they expect these categories will be a narrowing down, a tweaking of the original keyword. But I also wonder if perhaps they're searching too narrow. Searching for cubism painting and surrealism painting might be getting too narrow, and Etsy's just saying, hey, broaden your search a bit. I don't know. Fantasticamo. Sorry, I don't know if I said that right. One of our active followers here got in touch with me about a bug. Now, this is something I've seen for a while, but we haven't mentioned it in an Etsy news because it started coming up a good deal beforehand. So I wanted to mention it here. So check your listings, especially those of you that are not on auto renew, because I know a lot of people like their listings to expire and then to go back and work on them. And a lot of people are noting that they have listings that should have expired days, weeks, and months ago, but they're still live on Etsy. You've not been charged for them, so that's kind of good. So there seems to be a glitch, and it seems some of them expire absolutely fine, but others just stay up forever. Now, I know some people will go, whoa, free stuff for me. In my mind, it is a glitch and it can be an issue because if you're using when your listings expire for times to jump in and do some SEO, and that's a kind of good thing because if a listing gets to its 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, I can't remember, if it gets to its time and expires, it's good to check and see why it didn't sell in all of that time. And also, we're coming up to Christmas. If your listing, the age of your listing does have an importance into where you are in search. Like if you tweaked your listing, sorted out the SEO, changed the pictures and relisted it, it suddenly gets a little boost in search. But if a listing's 6 months old, where's that going to be in search? You know, Etsy's going to say, hang on, we've had 6 months of data on this and it ain't doing nothing. So I wonder if that's going to be very good for your search placement. I will have to investigate that further, but yes, it is definitely a glitch. Keep an eye on it. Definitely, if you have listings set to manually expire, check and see that everything has. If you wanted to go back and check some of them out before the Christmas season. And the next thing that I do have to make a full video on, I know you guys are going to want to hear more about this, but you've probably all seen Etsy has just launched the share and save scheme. So I'm going to just give my first thoughts on it. I'm doing some tests. I've even had people over at Pam Duthie's Crafty Clan. You're running some tests for me because I want to see what we can figure out from this. But they're offering 4% off when you use their trackable links. And what they mean, they're really bad at explaining with words. But if you had an order total, and that includes wrapping and shipping and everything, if it was £100, well, they're saying pounds there. Cool. If it was £100 or $100, your usual transaction fee for that is £6.50. And you've got all your other fees, don't forget that. But that's your Etsy transaction fee is £6.50. But if they came through your special link, then you will get a refund of £4 back, basically. So that's your share and save refund. So effectively, your transaction fee is going to be £2.50. So that's kind of cool. You get a link, you share it on social media. If people come to you through that link, then happy days, you get some money off your transaction fee. I think that's pretty cool. I know it doesn't matter what Etsy does. Some people are negative or they're looking for the bad thing in this. I don't see a bad thing. They're just wanting us to encourage us to work a bit more on social media, which I totally need to do, and rewarding us when we drive people from our social media to Etsy. So, we're doing it anyway, so we might as well get money for it. So the terms and conditions and everything, nothing looks particularly dodgy. I know people will read something dodgy into anything, but it looks okay just now. But I just do my first thoughts. Well, firstly, linking is easy. For linking to your shop. So in your social media bios and stuff, once you've signed up for this, which is really easy, you click the button to say join and you're joined. That's it. You can opt out very easily as well. But linking is super easy for your shop. If you want to stick that in your bio or something, it would be yourshopname.etsy.com. If you use the link that way round, then anytime someone clicks from that link, you get money off. It's awesome. And for your listings, right, I'm testing this. If you're in Pam Duthie's Crafty Friends, I'll probably have some more tests coming up, but you get your link for individual listings. It's a long and clumsy link, but it does seem, if you have the yourshopname.etsy.com /listing and your ID, you don't need to give the full string of the URL that they give you, I think, because it's a very ungainly URL. But anyway, so linking's easy and you can do it from the app as well. As soon as you've signed up, everything, when you go hit any of the share buttons, it'll share to social media with the correct tracking link. You're getting money off for what you're already doing. If you're sending traffic to your Etsy shop from your socials, you might as well get money off for doing it. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to send traffic from their socials, and I get that. You're saying, why should you send it to Etsy and have to pay the Etsy fees when you could send it to your own website? Absolutely, except it's really hard to grow in two places at once. And for me, while I was building a website, which I haven't got round to yet because I'm lazy, but while you're building something else, you actually are going to get a boost in search on Etsy for the views and the sales and everything you can drive. Not through this scheme, but just in general on Etsy. So if it's only a few sales, you're probably better to throw them over Etsy's way, so that you boost your Etsy shop. You get a better ranking power in your Etsy shop, and you can build up your Etsy shop faster. And then once your Etsy shop is chugging away nice and happily all by itself, then you send the traffic to your website. That's my thoughts on it. But anyway, but if you're not sending traffic to your Etsy shop, absolutely fair enough. There's no difference. You weren't getting money off. You're not going to get money off. There's no penalty for not using it. Etsy's not going to make you rank worse in search or anything. They specifically say that. It's very easy to switch it on and off again. And this is the thing that I'm testing. I think a good thing about this, because it's using a different code, it's going to give us insight into how our social media promotions are going, or it can do if we're sneaky about it. Because at the minute in time, we get to see, traffic came from social media, but we don't know if anybody bought. But now Etsy's going to credit us with those sales if people buy. So we're about to see somebody came from Facebook, and I don't know how much detail, but we're about to see somebody came and bought. So what you can do is you can be testing by sharing a link to one listing. Say, I'm sharing this link from Facebook to this listing. I'm sharing this link to a different listing from Instagram and stuff. And you'll be able to see, hopefully, you'll be able to see what's working on what social media platform. And I think it could be handy. I'm also, this is where the tests are going. I'm digging into what the Google Analytics is going to show, because I think we'll be able to try. Now, Google Analytics won't tell us sales, but we can see who's clicking from the codes we give on Google Analytics, or at least I think we can. So there could be handy things there, but that's my thoughts. I will do a full video on this shortly. Also shortly on the eRank channel, I've just recorded a video, just got to edit it and stuff, but I've just recorded a video for over there, how to set it up and everything. So if you're interested, subscribe to them. And I'll have a video up there soon, and I'll have a video. In fact, let me know if you've made it to the end here. Let me know, because I've got the Etsy shadow banning mature content, so the Pam Etsy After Dark video, or the Etsy Share and Save. Which one do you want first? Which one are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments, and whichever one you're most excited about, I will work on it over this weekend and it will be up on Tuesday. But anyway, that's the lot for this week. Thank you all so much for joining me and continuing to support these Etsy newsies. Have an awesome week. Let me know what you think of any of the newsy things. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon.